He unalived our dog with a sledgehammer, so my dad made him pay the right way. You ever see a man hold it together so well that you almost forget he's boiling inside? That was my dad the day our dog was murdered. This happened back in 1995 in a small rural town in Chaco province, Argentina. It's the kind of place where everybody knows everybody, and your last name means more than your job title. My dad, he was the town's only electrician, born and raised here, trusted, respected, the type of man who could share steak and wine with cops on the weekend and rewire your entire house on Monday. Violence was never his way, but what happened to our dog Bucky changed that. Bucky wasn't trained, but he was loyal, sweet, protective. He played with all the kids, never bit anyone unless he had to, and that day, he had to. There was this bully kid from Buenos Aires, new in town, cocky, cruel, picked on every kid he saw, especially me and my younger brother. We were the smallest on the block, easy targets. One day at the park, this punk started with the usual, throwing rocks, yelling names. We tried to leave, but he got physical. Hit my brother first, then me. That's when Bucky came running. He didn't bark a warning. He lunged, grabbed the kid's arm, bit down, shook once, then stood between us and the bully like a guard dog possessed. The bully ran home screaming. What we didn't expect was his father to come out next, holding a sledgehammer. This man wasn't from here, moved into town a year earlier, never mingled, always seemed angry, and now, with zero hesitation, he stormed toward us. Bucky barked and stood his ground, but the man didn't care. He raised the sledgehammer and brought it down on Bucky's skull. The first hit knocked him flat, the second made him whimper. By the fifth, Bucky's head was caved in. I can still hear the metal hitting bone. I can still remember the silence that followed. My brother and I were frozen, crying, in shock, and the man, he muttered something I've long forgotten and walked away like it was nothing. We went home, barely able to breathe. When Dad saw our faces and heard the story, he didn't raise his voice. He didn't yell. He just said, "Right, okay, let's wash up. How about some ice cream?" We didn't know it then, but that was Dad's way of buying himself time. He needed to stay calm, for us. Later that night, after my brother was asleep and I was playing quietly, Dad walked into the kitchen, picked up his wrench, and told Mom he had to go fix something for a neighbor. She nodded. He nodded back. She knew. What we didn't know was that he wasn't fixing anything. He walked up to the bully's house, knocked on the door. The man opened it. Dad didn't speak. He punched him straight in the face. Then he said calmly, "You made my sons cry. I'm breaking one limb for each of them." And he did. Right there, in front of the man's wife and child, he broke his arms. Then, without saying another word, he pulled out the wrench and shattered both his legs. No yelling, no threats, just cold, deliberate punishment. Then he walked away, came home, told me to go to bed, and went straight to the police station. He turned himself in. But when the cops saw the bloodied wrench, the body of our dog, and the sledgehammer still lying in the man's yard, they let my father go. A few days later, they visited the man in the hospital, and they told him, "You might want to leave this town. You're not welcome here anymore." And they did. The family packed up, vanished from our lives. I'm not saying what my father did was right, and I'm not justifying violence, but as a father now myself, I understand. When someone hurts your child and kills your dog like that, some justice comes with a wrench. Rest in peace, Bucky, and rest in power, Dad.